Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. We're taking a look at XRP, helping you understand the best practice, and obviously big picture and what we can do here for this coin. How much further is it going to go? That's the question I get a lot. And if you are new to the channel, just know I've been teaching and trading for over 17 years now, and I love helping people become better traders. It's just a really amazing part of my life. So thank you again to my community members, essentially, for just being awesome parts of my life and obviously being able to help me help you, right? So if you want to become a better trader, cryptocash.tech is a site. I have a trading academy where I teach you everything I know, a community where we all learn and grow together, and of course I send out signals as well. And here's a result from a signal I sent out 2 days ago, 43% from Bitcoin. We hit our second profit target at 17,400. Same thing as well too for Solana. We hit all 5 profit targets at 220% in 20 hours. That was a pretty awesome day. So congrats again to a lot of my community members that doubled their portfolio with that one trade alone. Anyways, the list goes on. As you can see, we got a lot of other trades. Of course, 60% from Ethereum, 16 days, 82% from Litecoin in basically 28 days, almost a full month. So again, patience is key. You don't turn profit every single day, but when you do, they're very healthy and very consistent. So again, if you want to use the best exchange possible too, that's where everyone is trading right now. $10,000 prize pool monthly from Bitget. They also have a really cool USDT bonus when you register with them. Last but not least, of course, you need a VPN at your back. Express has you covered here with 3 extra months free with a 12-month plan. And I provide this to my community members because I've been using Express for years and we kind of have to use it if you're using leverage. There's just no other way around it. So just note that that is essentially something that is really an awesome option. All in the links in the description below. So here's the thing with XRP. We want to draw out some Fibonacci retracement levels, maybe even just extend the current ones because it is best to kind of leave things the way they are, but based on the simple fact that we have this large candle wick here, which I'm familiar with. It's basically just a 1-minute candle that dipped all the way down and came right back up. So outliers like that, you want to omit from the Fibonacci retracement levels because it does throw things off. We also want to pull this out a little bit further here so we can kind of see this descending trend and kind of go from there. So what I'm referring to is we can see this trend here worked its way down, and now we've broken that descending trend to the upside. We're no longer making lower highs, okay? So we've broken that trend. We're essentially establishing higher highs and higher lows, at least tentatively, okay? Because if you see here today, 0.618 is rejecting right there at about 37 cents. That was a previous resistance level as well. So oftentimes the very first time you attempt to break a level like that, it will come back to retest it and not break through the first time, okay? So we can see a very normal handle, or sorry, correction, a very normal cup pattern here that should be followed by a handle of some sort. So the handle could come down to 0.5, could come down to 0.382 on Fibonacci, but it will likely retrace in most cases. Now keep in mind too, based on overextension, let's go ahead and take a quick look at that. If we're not overextended, we have a lot more room to run, okay? So first of all, we need to recognize we're not over 70 yet. Okay. Typically, when you see this large of a candle and you're up over 70, it'll pull back and form that handle. Because a lot of times these kind of things take a little while to occur. We're not on that type of run right now. We've got plenty of room left. So there's a great chance we could see a second and third day of continuation here. Okay. So just because a cup and handle could happen doesn't mean it will. A lot of times they happen closer to overextension points, and we're not there yet. We're not overextended. So we're kind of at the beginning or infant stages of this continuation. So there's a great chance that XRP very well should and could continue higher. That being said, if you look at the traditional markets and everything else, there's hardly any green in the market right now. Okay, a lot of things are getting corrected, of course, based on Bitcoin pulling back by just a couple hundred and essentially rejecting off that 17.5 mark. So that being said, with XRP doing well here, contrary to the rest of the market, that tells us some of that market capitalization is coming into XRP, and that's a very positive sign. Okay, not to say it's completely independent of Bitcoin, but it's creating an independence, and that's a very good thing. Just take a quick look at the simple moving averages and see. If we can close above the 50-day SMA today, it'd be awesome. We do ultimately want to close above the 200. That'd be the best case scenario. So closure above 30, we could just say 39 cents or higher would be optimal. I don't think we're there yet. We shouldn't expect to see that today. In fact, we're going to look at smaller time frames to identify if this is a healthy continuation, because if it is, then it may very well continue. And let's take a quick look at that here. In fact, let's just go ahead and squeeze on in here and see. First of all, let's look at RSI. We are overextended on the RSI. Okay, so oftentimes when you see 70 on the RSI, you will see somewhat of a pullback. It's a very common characteristic. So if you see here, last time we hit 70 on the RSI, price pulled back pretty significant. course, that was a bad week in the market, but generally speaking, that's what happened. Same thing here as well. RSI up over 70 comes crashing down. Now, these are this was FTX, so that's kind of an outlier. But generally speaking, there's a common trend you can see here, right? Up over 70 on the RSI on the 4-hour, you'll likely see some type of retraction. Okay. So that being said, we can expect the price to pull back at least a little bit in the relative near future. However, let's look at some other things too to see if that's contradicting it. Okay. So first of all, we want to look at overextension, see if we are potentially overextended. We're at an 8 right now. So it does imply that we should see some type of contraction. So that cup and handle pattern may very well continue here soon. And the reason why is because what? We take a look at this previous history. It comes down to a 9, corrects itself, right? So when you see a 9 on TD sequential, it basically just implies that you've had, the 4th previous candlestick was higher than the last. So it continues to count up to a 9. So in this case, we count up to a 9, reset, price comes up, get up to an 8, come down to reset, up to a 7, reset up to an 8. So we're hitting 7s, 8s, and 9s pretty consistently. So hypothetically, with us being overextended to an 8 right now, we have maybe 4 more hours of continuation of the upside before we see a pullback, likely to the next most recent high. And what I mean by that is this was a point in which you could see the price action had difficulty crossing. Okay, see the price comes up here, gets rejected a couple times, then we see a short squeeze and the price continues higher. That implies that this is a strong support level. So 35.7 is essentially the case in point where the price action should come back down and bounce. So I'm going to set my alert at about just right in the 36 range. So when I see the price, or I get that alert and the price comes back down, I'm going to reevaluate and see if it's worth taking entry. Because again, the most recent high is essentially going to be the next most recent low, or the immediate foreseeable future low, right? So that's essentially what should happen. Is it guaranteed? No, definitely not. But these are probability and statistics, and we're just building a case here that XRP is likely to go up, but it would make more sense if it goes down first, all right? Cup and handle, overextension, etc. Those things work hand in hand. Keep in mind on the daily, we can still have the RSI continuing higher, even with a pullback to this level and a bounce. All right, so just bear in mind, if it does pull back, it's not the end of the world. It very well should be able to maintain that price point. But we can see, of course, MACD, everything's looking pretty healthy here. So on the 4-hour, minus that overextension, we're looking pretty good. Just keep in mind that 0.786 level on Fibonacci, we do have that 200-day simple moving average kind of working itself out. So that will be a resistance level right in the 39-cent range. Now, taking a look at the hourly, let's quickly peek here, see if there's any other overextensions. My guess is probably not anything crazy. If we take a look here, this is fairly healthy. See the price comes up to a 9, gets rejected, nice little reset up to a 6. Then it kind of comes down, does this little cup and handle, and shoots up, of course, retesting that level. Okay, so ultimately, at this point right now, we're at a 5. What's 5 minus 9? Well, that's 4. That's 4 hours of continuation we could have to the upside. Okay, so my speculation here is before the end of today's trading day, before 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we're going to see some type of pullback. Now, again, you don't necessarily have to short this coin. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it because it could continue to run. It's still a very healthy continuation. You see this up over pattern. See how nice that is? A nice period of consolidation. That is essentially leading this to come up here, right? But if you look at this here as well, up and over, it keeps having a nice little staircase. So this is a very, very healthy continuation. So the only reason why it may pull back is because it's overextended on the midterm time frame. Honestly, on the hourly, we still got a few more hours before we get there. So 4 to 8 hours from now, we will see some type of collapse from XRP with a very, very small bounce, right? And when I say collapse, again, don't take that out of turn here. It's very simple, cup and handle pattern likely forming here, and I'd be excited to see and buy the next dip for XRP. So XRP is exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing if that alert hits, the price comes back down, getting in there here for my community, so we can all take some more profit. So again, congrats to all my community members for just an awesome month of December and or just early start to January. Things are really awesome right now, so keep up the great work. I appreciate your patience and love the enthusiasm and just interacting well together in the community. It warms my heart to see how awesome everyone is. Wishing everyone a Happy New Year and Merry Christmas. It's just a really cool thing. So thanks again for making my life a much better place. And I do look forward to working with you. Of course, if you want to become a community member, CryptoCash.tech is a site. Make sure you use the links in the description below. I got a lot of benefits there, essentially for discounts and referrals with some affiliations that benefit our community. That's the whole point of it. All right, thanks again. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.